a Monday morning here, and I'm still quarantined, and my characters are quarantined. I can't afford to have them getting sick. Anyhow, yesterday I'm FaceTiming with my brother, who spends the winter months in Florida, and he loves it. And he's quarantined now, too. He's not playing golf. But most of the other old guys he usually plays with are ignoring the COVID-19 protocols and recommendations. This bunch of old guys ride together in their golf carts and chest bump, spraying spittle in each other's faces when they make their one great shot of the day. And they're still hanging out on the beaches. There's no warnings from the governor. Plus, the state's been declared a community spread state, so it's dangerous there. And there's almost 5 million old people living in Florida. Yeah, that's one thing. Another thing, there's Senator Rand Paul, who has the virus. And a result of that, several of his colleagues have self-quarantined themselves. Supposedly, according to his Twitter account, he's feeling fine and he is in quarantine. Why am I telling you this? There's two reasons. Number one, Senator Paul was the only senator who voted to oppose the corona relief package. He thinks that paid sick leave is an incentive for business to actually let employees go and will make unemployment worse. Does that make any sense to you? And number two, the Senate gym is still open. Who cares? And the Senate swimming pool is still open. Why is this a big deal? Because the quarantined Senator Paul was in the pool and he wasn't alone. The senator from Kansas, Jerry Moran, was there. You know that Rand Paul is a doctor, so he should be aware of the basics of medicine, right? Maybe not. Maybe that's why he's a senator. He's the other senator from Kentucky. All right. There's something else that's important that's happening today. The Senate has got a vote on the what they'll call the Corona Relief Fund. And there's a section in the fund that's driving the Democrats crazy. And they're calling it a slush fund. The Republicans call it the Exchange Stabilization Fund. Basically what it is $500 billion set aside for corporations. It's under the sole control of Mnuchin, Secretary of the Treasury Mnuchin. He can give the money and the amount of money to anybody he chooses, and he doesn't have to tell anybody who he gave the money to for at least 6 months. So the Democrats are up in arms about that. And they're up in arms because there's no oversight to this. There's no way of checking to see who got the money and what they did with it. The last time we gave money out like this, the companies turned around and bought back their stock, increased the value of the company, but they didn't pass any money down to the workers. And that's what's bothering the Democrats at this point, right? So they want to see something a little bit different from them. Plus, there's several other things they asked for. They asked for 4 months of unemployment insurance extended, and they only got 3 months. And then they asked for more money for healthcare providers and hospitals and things like that, and they only got $75 billion, and Democrats are looking for hundreds of billions of dollars for that. And they're looking for money for state stabilization, and they didn't get any of that. So they're really upset because of this slush fund. And who knows what's going to happen at 1 o'clock. Because in the Senate right now, all the members are not there. They have 4 guys out on self-quarantine because they've been exposed to the virus. And don't forget that our good friend Rand Paul, who's against all of this money, he's at home too. So the Republicans don't have the majority in this instance, and they need 60 votes, not a 51-49 vote to push a lot of this stuff through. So while the country is suffering and while people are suffering, these clowns in Washington are dicking around with the whole thing and taking sweet time to get it done and probably complaining because they're not getting off on their break. They need a break.